how do we get some real action here on the Duwamish that begins to provide habitat and clean up the contaminated soils. With a private company, Bluefield Holdings, that will lease land from the city, will put that land into more productive habitat, make improvements that will remove some of the riprap and replace it with things that the juvenile salmon and migrating salmon can use. They will then take that value, that environmental value that they've restored, and they will sell it to companies that have a responsibility to provide that replacement habitat.
For years now, we have been looking at what can we do? How can we get those folks who will or might be responsible for building habitat to essentially pony up into a pot early so that we can do these things together and not come back and tear up the cleanup areas to put in habitat 10 years down the road. What we see in Bluefield is one very creative potential way to do that, that may even save those businesses that are liable and the governments that are liable some money in the process.
The Northwest has had a reputation, continues to have a reputation, as truly being a national, if not world leader in economically based restoration, in thoughtful redevelopment and greening of its community. The work that Mayor Nichols is doing now, the work that the folks at the NGOs, BJ and her group, this is going to make Seattle truly a world-class city.
South Park is a very proud community, a wonderful community in fact. Over the years, the neighbors, the residents have done a lot of work to revitalize homes, property. I take a lot of pride in the work. People here want to see a viable river. They want to see economic growth. We want to have this region maintained as an economic driver for our state. How do we get to cleanup and restoration and a functioning river faster? And a project like Bluefield's might provide that opportunity.
And Bluefield is actually a collection of very, very well-trained scientists and engineers who think about restoration all the time. It is what they do. They think about it in very complex terms that include the economics, the sociological components, the scientific components. And in the areas where we don't have expertise, we reach out into the community.
Some of the residents have been here for 40 years and beyond, so they've, I think, learned to cooperate and band together, collaborate.
You know, we just live 2 blocks from here, and I think of it as a resource.
Bluefield brings in an approach that will allow us to build habitat in areas that have been inaccessible.
Should something bad happen again on the river, or should a restoration fail, Bluefield takes that on, and we use a fairly sophisticated insurance program that actually insures that habitat. It guarantees that that habitat is going to be there in the future.
So we think it's a good partnership. They do what they do well, we do what we do well, and then the companies here who are liable for those natural resource damages have an opportunity to make good on that funds the improvements.
I walk in the parks here, I hike along the river, I'm a boater, I'm part of these waters. To give back to that is something that many of us don't get an opportunity to do.
I want to come out here in 5 years and to be able to stand on the shoreline with my kids and point out to something that I've been involved with from beginning until the end that has had a positive impact on the environment like no other project has before.
This is a poem I made up when I was 5, and it goes like this. When I was riding my bike down by the Duwamish River, I saw a person throwing trash into our river, and now I have a little prayer for the river, and it goes like this. Oh dear Duwamish River, I wish you the best that you wouldn't be polluted anymore. You are my life, I love you, Duwamish River.